Hello everybody, my name is Waffle Toast, and this is my review for the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy, Starscream. And before I begin the review, just want to say a quick shout out to my friend. I bought this figure off of him. Don't remember his channel name, so if he comments down below, I'll pin the comment. You can check out his channel through that. So, let's get into the review. I absolutely love this mold. This has got to be my favorite Seeker mold ever, of all time. Just the looks, the articulation, everything. Sure, it has some stylization from Siege and the battle damage, but at the end of the day, this mold is absolutely amazing. So let's just start with accessories. You get the two Null Ray blasters, which don't really look like G1. They look more like rifles than the G1 Null Ray. And that was a big complaint from a lot of people, that they didn't really look like Null Rays. But it doesn't bug me much, since I'm a big fan of the Cybertron games, and if you've played those, the Null Rays were basically snipers. You get two of them, you can plug them into the shoulder, forearm, the wings, the legs, you can hold them in his hand. Basically anywhere there's a 3.5mm port. You may have noticed I put some Scotch tape around the handles because they were very loose in the shoulders, and this just helps them stay in place. So, there's that. One small complaint I have is the head sculpt. He just has like a frown, which doesn't really fit Starscream for me. I like Starscream either with like a screaming face or like a smirk, because he's like a smug bastard, I guess. Megatron's bitch. Anyway, yeah, that's just one small complaint I have. Now for the best part of this figure, the articulation, and oh boy, is it just fantastic. Shoulders go out that far, there is a swivel, there is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and a wrist swivel. Already, that alone is more than we get on modern Voyagers. And on top of that, butterfly joints. Like, how freaking cool is that? I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, it's amazing. Head is on a ball joint. Can look up that far because of the weird way the neck transforms. Can look down that far. Can do 360, all the stuff you would expect head articulation to do. Waist joint, which, again, more than we get on a lot of figures now. He can do the splits. There is a thigh rotation. Legs can go forward that far. Due to the backpack, they can't go back that far. This is the best part. Look at the range you get in the knee. And if you start transforming the knee, you can get even more. Like, how freaking cool is that? A lot of the pluses of this figure is just articulation alone. It is amazing. Now, the one part I don't like about articulation is the way the foot moves, because it can go back, it can go forward, which does make it a little hard to line up, but the ankle pivot, it's not that great. That's the one thing that this figure needs to be perfect, is just a better ankle tilt. Other than that, articulation is absolutely amazing. Don't know if I'm forgetting to mention anything. If I do, I'll edit it in later. Because there was a lot I wanted to talk about with this figure, but condensing that into a short 10-minute video is kind of a pain. So, with that being said, let's get on to comparisons. Chief and Kiryu. You see how he compares to them. And compared to the Earthrise mold. Now, granted, this is the Studio Series Coronation Starscream, but it's the same exact mold. I'm going to take the crown off and, you know what, give it to this guy, because he's way more deserving than the Earthrise mold. Look at the height difference. Like, let me get out a ruler, because I have to do that anyway. Editor Waffle Toast here. Just realized I completely messed up the size comparison when I did it the first time, so here's a more accurate version. Siege Starscream is about 6 inches tall to the top of his head, or about 6 3/4 inches to the top of his shoulder stack thingy. For the people who do not live in America, he is about 15 centimeters tall, or about 17 centimeters tall to the top of his shoulder stack. Earthrise Starscream is about just under 6 inches tall to the top of the head, and just about 6.5 inches tall to the top of his shoulder stack. For the people who do not live in America, he is about 14.5 centimeters tall to the top of his head, or about 16 centimeters tall to the top of his shoulder stack thingy. So yeah, there is a pretty substantial size difference between the two, seeing as they were about the same price when they were released, with Earthrise, I think, being a bit more expensive since it was released later. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the transformation. That transformation is actually really fun to do, but it took me like 5 minutes, which I'm not proud of. But hey, you're watching it in 6 times speed, so it doesn't matter. And then in the end, you get, honestly, one of the best versions of the Tetrajet ever. A lot of people complained it wasn't G1 enough, but honestly, I never liked the G1 design. It was just too pointy, and this just takes away all the points and makes it basically perfect. Now, the one complaint I do have, which a lot of people have, they put the chest on the back, which I guess it doesn't look the worst. You could see it as like a secondary cockpit or like a cargo bay with extra boosters on top of the 5 that are already present, which are all blast effect compatible, mind you. Sadly, I still don't have any blast effects, but yeah, this is pretty much perfect. I did add the null rays here. You can plug them onto the wings or the arms, or I guess you could try to plug them onto what was the legs. But per the show and my preferences, I just plug them onto the shoulders. And I think it looks pretty awesome. So, for comparisons, you have... Sorry about the cut. Completely forgot to transform Earthrise Starscream. And to be honest, I don't know which figure I like more in the vehicle mode. Sure, Earthrise Starscream isn't the greatest in robot mode, but the F-15 Eagle, I think, just is... It's pretty cool, but so is the Tetrajet. I don't know, it's kind of hard to decide. But here's the comparison. There is a length difference because it's a jet. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Size of the jet mode, I guess. About 6.5 inches long to the tip of the nose, to the end of the wing tip things. I don't know anymore. For the people who do not live in America, by me just eyeballing it, about 15 centimeters long, or about 5 inches wide. For the people who do not live in America, about 12.5 centimeters wide. I don't know anymore. I'm just eyeballing it. So, with that being said, that's been my review for Siege Starscream. Sorry about all the cuts. I just really wanted this review to be shorter than it was. That being said, if you've watched this far, you're obviously enjoying my content. Comment, like, subscribe if you want to see more stuff. Till I upload again, whenever that may be. Goodbye.